There he is. Oh,
Hey.
John.
There he is.
Hi there.
I understand you've been on a
There
very
he
interesting
is.
call.
Yeah, and I may bounce back
You
and
hear
forth a
me,
little
Marie?
bit.
Yeah, well, I hate to tell you, you can't do that.
Okay.
You got to stick with us.
Okay.
You know that stock transaction that Derek wants to make. You think all of us on this call want to make that stock transaction? I see Miss Francis
There he
right there.
is. Hey, Francis.
Wave hello to everybody.
You should recognize this group, John. I think you work pretty closely with them.
Sharon Atkins.
Yeah. So at any rate, I want to let you know on the call tonight we've got past presidents, and we've got Franny Russell's on the call representing Big Jim.
Franny.
And then we have the current president, Randy Jackson. And if anybody else not in yet, I couldn't tell you who they are. But at any rate, John, we got some exciting news on a project we've been working on.
Right.
We thought you'd be interested to hear about it. And with no further ado, I'm going to call on the foundation president, Derek White, to tell us about it. So, Derek.
Thank you, Mr. Maynard. John, it is all of our collective pleasure to inform you and Francis that there has been the John Callen Scholarship Endowment Fund created. All the past presidents, the current presidents, and families of the deceased presidents have contributed, and thus far we have raised over $30,000 to fund this scholarship in your name.
Wow, what a surprise.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you guys.
Congratulations.
Oh,
Congratulations.
I'm so honored and thrilled, and you know what a great group. Gosh, I just can't thank you enough.
Well, you'll be pleased to hear, John, that there's 16 living past presidents and one current president, and we got 100% participation from everybody to help make this happen. And then we got some good participation from several of the families of some of our deceased past presidents. Franny's on the call tonight, but we also, John Bailey, on behalf of his mother and dad, made a contribution as well as so did Debbie Stubbs on behalf of Harold and Mildred. So I wanted to let you know that it was all of us plus them, and I thought it would be appropriate, John, to keep you off that USTA call. For each of us to just give you a little brief synopsis of a personal comment about how we feel about you and what you meant to us and mean to us. And so I'm going to call on each of the past presidents in chronological order, and I'm probably going to call on some that may not be here, but I'm going to call just in case they joined us. Also, I forgot to mention, we've got, of course, obviously Ron running the call, and we have Jean Marie here, and we also have Paul on the call tonight too. So they're witnesses to be sure you behave. So at any rate, I don't think I've seen John Bailey. John Bailey, are you on the call by chance? Or Marshall Happer? Or Debbie Southern? Okay, Steve, I hope this doesn't make you feel old, but
it makes me feel old.
But
He is old.
Yeah.
at any rate, based on my notes, you're the next in line. So go ahead.
Yeah. Of course, of all this family, John, that's here on the call, Sharon and I were very excited to contribute. With this entire family of past presidents, I'm the only one that I guess that you were not my executive director, and I didn't serve underneath you, but you and I were part of this family before a lot of them ever even knew what some of the presidents, who the presidents were. But we're so excited for you for this, and we really hope that the people that be able to participate in this scholarship will learn a whole lot about you and how exciting of a person you are, and your leadership is just will last forever.
Thank you, Steve.
Congratulations, John. That he said it all. You're big shoes to fill, I'll tell you that.
Well, I was bigger a couple of months ago.
And a number, John, I failed to mention, but a number of gifts have been made by the couple, and so you'll see several on the call here, and some who are not on the call also still participated in this. Jack Mills, did Jack ever join? Don't think so. Okay. Don Varga. Don, can you hear me? I want to turn it over to you to say something, Don.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. Loud and clear.
Hey, John, this is Don Varga. You know, hey,
Yeah,
been a long time, buddy.
it sure has.
I think about that 2-year presidency of mine some 30 years ago, and how you took me under your wing and guided me through it and got me out of it and so on. Anyway, we had some tough issues, but we came through okay. John, you've done an incredible job over the years, and I'm so delighted to participate in this thing that Rex put together. It's just terrific, John, and I hope that retirement for you and Francie are just terrific. Incidentally, is Courtney still around?
Yes, Courtney's still around.
All right. Well, anyway, tell Courtney hello for me. And anyway,
I will.
God bless you both. You're in my prayers.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you, Don.
Okay, next up, Franny Russell. Franny Russell's on here for Big Jim. So, Franny.
Hey there. Can
Hey,
everybody hear
Franny.
me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, we
Thank
can.
you so much, Rex, for letting me be a part of this. I'm glad it worked out. It's good to see these faces sort of on my phone. I apologize for being a little jerky. John and Francis, I wish I could come up with something funny and witty and quick that Daddy would have said, but I can't. But I want you to know on behalf of Mama and me and Tom that we know how much you meant to Daddy and got him through his presidency, through some good and some hard times as well, and helped him with his tennis time, and you meant a lot to our family. So we wish you well in your retirement. Hope you get some good time with your family, and we love you. So greetings from Belton.
Thank you, Franny.
Thank you,
Please.
Franny.
Great job.
Franny, you couldn't have told the story that Jim was going to tell among
I
his
couldn't
group.
have.
Yeah, no, right. It wouldn't have passed.
It would have. They would have shut me down. I
We'd
think.
put you on mute.
Google.
Yeah. We'd have put you on mute. Thanks, Franny.
Thank you.
Okay, Randy Stevens didn't want his picture seen, so Randy Stevens on the phone. So, Randy, I'll call on you.
Isn't Lucy before me?
Was Lucy
Yeah.
you before Randy?
I am.
Okay, well, Lucy, you go before Randy.
I know he looks a lot older than me, but
Yeah, that was it.
oh dear. John, Francis, well, we all for years have heard that John was so respected by all of the section EDs, and I'm talking more from the national perspective. And that, without a doubt, it was, John, an understatement. There's no greater compliment than to be respected by your peers. And it went much further than just the EDs. It went down to the national staff or up to the national staff, depending on how you want to look at it. And they just, when anything came up, all you heard was, well, let's check with John. Let's check with John Callen. And they're just, so many of our boards and at the national level, and of course at the southern level, just respected you so much, and do respect you still. So your retiring is not going to have a major impact. I think your phone is going to continue to ring. It's not going to stop ringing for sure. You made every one of us as Southern presidents so much better than we actually were. You were right behind every single one of us, and we thank you so much for everything you've done.
Oh, thank you, Lucy. That was very sweet. Very sweet.
Thanks.
Okay, Randy, I'm sorry I tried to make you too old there, Randy. I'm sorry. So, Randy
Not a
Stevens.
problem. John, when I think back on our friendship over the last 40 years, I think the only thing that you hadn't had an influence in my life in the last 40 years is you hadn't introduced me to a wife. That I found those all on my own. You know, you got me involved in USTA Georgia. You got me involved in USTA Southern. I wouldn't be living in Macon without your suggesting that I consider the job as a tennis director here. It's like you've allowed me to be your doubles partner for 35 years. And if you would have chosen someone else to allow to play with you that was at least as good as you were. You had been a national champion so many times over, but I appreciate your friendship. You mean, when I think about the song that Whitney Houston wrote, "Wind Beneath My Wings," I certainly don't have wings, but you meant so much, you and Francis, in my life.
Oh,
Randy, that's so sweet.
I love you.
I love you too, man. And how can
I
I
don't
ever
love you as much as
acquire,
you pulled him out. It doubles. I mean, he's got to love you, John. I mean, heck.
how can I ever have acquired all those losses without him? You know, I mean, what can I say?
I'm so glad the scholarship is for you and Francis, and your children and grandchildren will know that you're helping kids forever and ever.
yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Randy.
Did Gordon ever join us? Gordon Smith?
Nope, I haven't seen
Gordon,
Gordon.
okay. I'm going to go on down to Jeff Gray. Jeff and Kathy.
Whoa, John, Kathy and I, John and Francis, Kathy and I have a slightly different perspective than anyone else in this group, because you are the second generation of your family who took me under their wing. In 1978, I was 32 years old and elected president of USTA, Alabama. This rather petite lady with very thick glasses took me under her wing and tried her best to protect me from the Tally Dillards of the world. Who thought no one who didn't live in Birmingham, and certainly not a tennis pro, should be the president of the USTA Alabama. Fast forward 27 years, and you took me under your wing just like you did everyone else on this meeting, and made me look much better than I felt or am. And so for Kathy and I, we are honored to be a part of this. And thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Jeff
Thank
and
you.
Kathy. That was very sweet.
Hi, Kathy.
Well, John, we go from the
Little
smooth,
John, she says.
smooth silver tongue of Jeff Gray and the even keel that he and Judy Utley laid as USTA Southern presidents to me. So, I know there was no culture shock there when I came in as president. But,
Where's Cherie?
well, I think we got her on call just in case.
Okay.
But when we had our meeting in Bentonville, Arkansas, and Bonnie presented you with the President's Award, she said you had served so many past presidents, and many of us were really excited to be there because that was a special evening. But I thought to myself, I said, well, not only did he serve many of us, but he survived some of us. And so I think I'm one of those that could say, well, you survived my 2 years. But I think it's amazing, John, that you can develop such a good friendship with myself and with all the rest of us, because sometimes when you're working with somebody, you don't want to become too close of a friend because something might come up that might affect that friendship. And certainly you've always done it in such a way that you always made all of us feel like we were in control, even though we probably in our subconscious knew we weren't. But you always guided us through and got us to where we wanted to be. And most important thing is you made us look good. And certainly your friendship is something I will always treasure. And I look forward to many more years of that friendship as we continue to grow the game in the Southern section, even without you as ED. But we'll still have you involved. And as Lucy said, that phone's going to still ring. So thank you, John, for all you've done for USTA Southern, but thanks even more. And thanks to you, Francis, too, for your friendship and your love. And it means so much.
Oh, thank you,
Absolutely,
Rex. Very nice. Very, very nice.
And on to the next rounder. You had two straight presidents you had to survive. Mike,
Okay.
Mike?
Great. John, I want to repeat what I tell you in Bentonville, and I want to go to the heart of the matter. I love you, John. You're more than a friend. You really are. And I'll tell you, thank you for sharing John with us. For 2 years, we had the opportunity to be able to, each of us, to be able to see John Callen, no other person like him. I kind of figured out how much you were paid an hour during those 2 years. I think it's minimum wage, John, if you go by all the night hours. And also, to piggyback on what Lucy said, I think your ED job description is different than any other ED of any of the sections, because you've had to do so much with so many people. And I had the opportunity to see you at your best. And we had some challenges with the Atlanta Tennis Championship, and through your leadership and what you did in the way of sponsorships and moving to the new site. I just know during my 2 years how much you impacted the Southern section, and you've done it for 33 years, and we all are better because of it.
Thank you, Mike. That is so special. And no, you're coming off another call too.
Mike, we're certainly proud of you serving as the USTA president, and we know it's a difficult time to be in that seat. So thanks for all you're doing too. Bud's having some hearing issues, so he can't hear me, but I think he knows he follows Mike McNulty. So Bud Spencer.
I believe I'm up now, John. I think I heard what everybody else has said, but it doesn't matter because I echo what they've said anyway. And Francis, I want you to be a part of this too, because we know where the power comes from. So
right.
you're an integral part of this whole process.
Did you know I knew that?
I think that I am one of those with whom you managed to survive, and I could never say thank you enough. As others have said, you're more than just a friend. You're just a special kind of a guy, and you have done so much for Southern, for the national, but way beyond that. Just not only in tennis, but in life itself. You have touched the lives of hundreds of thousands of people, and I hope you keep that in mind, because you've made their lives better. And I think we can all, none of us can say thank you enough for that. And it's just a privilege for me to be able to contribute a little bit to this small memento that Rex initiated here, that we've all been able to contribute, to which your name is attached and will carry over for many, 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 many years. So that people will remember who this special guy was that was in Southern for 33 years, what probably seemed to you like 150 years sometimes. But John, I can't say anymore. So just thank you, and Francis, so much.
Bud, thank you. That's so special. I really appreciate that.
Thank you, Bud.
I don't think he's on the call, but I realized after Franny, I skipped Herman Enix, but I don't think Herman's on the call. Herman Enix on the call?
What?
No, Herman.
And by the way, I saw Stephen at the Truist Atlanta Open, and I said, well, how's Herman? And he said, he's doing great. We played golf yesterday. So Herman is out there hustling. So Herman participated, and sorry he's not on the call. Paula Hale.
Hey, John and Francis. It's just
Paula.
It's just such a pleasure to be part of this effort that Rex put together, and this group that's on this call. And I know, John, after Rex and Mike, you were so happy to get Bud and then me, as president. But there seems to be a little theme as I listen to everybody. Is John, you got us through it. You got us through our 2 years without letting us step in a whole pile of stuff. And if you saw us getting ready to do it, you had such a kind and gentle way of leading us in a different direction. And so looking back, you sort of thought maybe you were in charge, but we really weren't. You were in charge, and you should have been. And so, I've had many mentors, a lot of them on this call tonight, but I've never learned more from anyone than I've learned from you about how to interact with people, how to get things done, the value of the work, and just the joy of what we do. So I just can't thank you enough. It's been just one of the best privileges of my life, and love you.
Well, love you too, Paula.
Love you, Paula.
Paula, I did step. He let me step in it. He got me out.
Rex, you couldn't help yourself.
I know, I couldn't help myself. Derek and Kelly.
Thank you, Rex. John and Francis, apparently everybody else has read my notes, so I'm going to have to wing this. John, each of us are but just one person in the world, but for each of us, the world for 2 years. There's no doubt, and you still are, and you still always will be. And I think one of the reasons, John, is that true leadership isn't about yourself. It's about inspiring others to reach their own greatness and to reach their own success. And that's what you did for all of us. You tapped into our potential, and we all succeeded in helping Southern grow and helping tennis grow in the South, all under your tutelage. So, John, thank you. Francis, thank you so much for sharing John with us. That was so, just thank you. That's all we can say is thank you, and we love you.
We love you.
Well, I thank John for meeting all of you guys. I would have never met all of you without him.
Well, John,
Thank
one
you,
of
dear.
that helped me conspire tonight. You're going to be very disappointed in her because she's supposed to be on the USTA call, but she's not. She's on this call. So, Bonnie, showtime.
John, he made me that I would cover for you on that.
I did. I get that now.
Well, I just theme here too. I feel that all of us do, and that's for serving with you better. And true. It sounds like a lot of people are tough time. One, as you remember, we had our own with last year, COVID. I think it was.
We sure did.
Just last year. And that I did for those of you that were not in Bill, that I did give John the President's Award for my year, and that was really all of you on behalf of, because I figured that every single president with John would have wanted to have had the President's Award, because we know we couldn't have done it without you. So we had a lot of great times. We've had some ski trips. We've had some ladies. Just look forward to a lot more fun after your retirement.
Wow.
Just I love you to death, and you too. So it's been an absolute privilege for me, and I couldn't, for all of us, just serving USTA Southern. And won't be the same without you, I can tell you that. So,
well, thank you so much.
Yeah.
And so last on the list is the current president.
Thank you.
Randy Jackson, Randy Leslie.
I get off mute.
There it is.
Well, to be a part of this, I was wondering if somebody was trying to send me a message to be a part of the past presidents. I am proud to be here and be a part of it. I really am. Because of so much that John has done for our section. And, in this past 8 months, I have spent more time with John Callen. Now that's been virtual time, but more time with John Callen than I have at any point in the last 15 years. We've been pretty much joined at the hip for quite a while. But I just want you to know how, actually, Mike said he was fortunate to see John at his best in what he was doing. I'll challenge that. I think I'm seeing John at his best right now. I am so totally filled with pride and admiration for how he has met challenges in this last 8 months, and how, of course, I'm saying 8 months because that's when I became president. But in this period of time, he has just met every challenge, and he has been with us completely. And I'm just inspired by what he has done, and he's there for everything. So he's there for everybody. And I just really appreciate you, John and Francis. You've been supporting through all of this, and appreciate that. And so I just want to thank you, John, for everything you've done for me. I've needed a lot of help. There's been a lot going on, and you've been there all the time. So thank you very much.
Oh, Randy, thank you. And thanks to everyone here. Gosh, what a surprise and shock. And this is my angel who's really supported me throughout it all. You're an angel, girl. But I just can't thank you enough, and how proud I am to have served under each of you, except for Steve. But again, we were good friends for long before that. So, but again, thank you. It's been a very special evening that I had no idea was coming.
I even put on lipstick and he didn't notice.
Lucy, I see Bob in the background. Does he want to make a comment on behalf of Flusta?
You're a tough act to follow.
Did you hear him? He said you're too tough an act to follow.
Okay. Well, John, we also are not done with this effort. And we also, as I mentioned early on, have got Paul Pittman on the call. And Paul is here as the chairperson of the Major Gifts Committee of the Southern Tennis Foundation. So, Paul, I'd like to call on you to make an announcement about some additional plans we might have.
Thank you, Rex. Congratulations, John. And
thank you.
And Francis, thank you for the role you played in the conspiracy to keep this all a secret as it's been going on. What I would like to do, John, is tell you that the Major Gifts Committee is awed by what the past presidents have done. And they and many of your other friends in Southern who share the same sentiments that you've heard from the past presidents want to do something too. We take what they've done as a challenge, and beginning tomorrow, we're starting to work seriously on a second John Callen Scholarship. We have teams in all 9 states already put together, ready to start launching their solicitations with your friends, and we will move that along very quickly, I think, and I suspect very successfully. If we exceed the amount that we need for another scholarship, and I fully expect that we will, we're going to begin something you and I have talked about, a John Callen program endowment to fund youth programs. And we're going to ask you to be a part of working out the parameters for those grants. With that, I just want to tell you that all of the rest of us in Southern do feel the same way as the past presidents. We are honored to know you. We wish you all the best in your retirement, and we're going to work to make sure there's a second scholarship in your name.
Wow.
Congratulations again. And I look forward to continuing to work with you because, of course, you've got to put all these endowments into place.
It's not if, Paul, it's when. It's when.
It's a matter of when. It is a matter of when. Thank you.
This is so special. Again, I can't begin to thank each of you for what you've done here. And wow, I'm just in awe.
Well,
everything y'all said here, it rings true with me. I'm telling you, it's amazing how he is. He's amazing. I keep saying, you're working. I'm the one taking more naps than him.
You're the amazing one, anyway.
Well, I want to thank first Francis. Thank you for helping us try to pull this out over. You know, John surprised me a couple of weeks ago too with something, so I had to get him back somehow. So
you did, Rex. You did.
I thought that this might be about as good as I could do. So thank you, Francis, for helping us do this. Thanks to Ron and Jean Marie for helping us put together as well, and Ron for hosting this. The call tonight, John, has been recorded, and we'll put it up on the Southern Foundation website, and we'll also make it available to y'all if you'd like to show it to your
absolutely. I'd love to show it to our kids.
And so you can hear all the wonderful things that people think about you, and that will be good for them to see and hear. And especially I want to thank the 16 past presidents, the families of the deceased past presidents, and the current president, Randy, for participating so well with this effort. John, this is I've raised some money in my lifetime, but this is by far the easiest money I had ever had to raise. I really didn't even have to ask. Just had to say what it was, and they came forward with the commitments. And so thanks to all you guys, and then Paul, thanks to you for all you're doing with the major gifts. I think just here in the last year, we've really made some strides. You've hung with this for, I guess, 4 years or 5 years now as the chair of this committee, and it hadn't been easy, I know, and you've stuck with it and made it work. So thanks to you for helping get this and make it happen. And I see some great things ahead for the Southern Tennis Foundation as well. So with that, John, unless you have something else you'd like to say, or we just just restate what everybody said, how much we love you. Francis, we love you even more. And,
That's why Bob came upstairs, Francis. He just wanted to see you.
Yeah. And we won't keep you too long because we'd like Francis to have a glass of Chardonnay.
Oh, yeah.
There you go.
She's on it. She's
Love
on
you, John.
it. Love all of you. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Congratulations, John.
Love you.
Bye, John.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Everybody.
Goodbye, John.
Good night. Thanks, Derek. Kelly.
Good night.
Love you, John. Get back on
Love John.
Y'all take care.
Thank you,
John.
Bye. Thank you. Thank you, Jean Marie. Thank you, Mom.